talking franchises here, bud.
All right, gang, it's been a long time. I mean, it's really only been a week, but it feels like a long time because the Transformers movies are epic. All right, they don't end. Today we're gonna talk about dinosaur times, medieval times, all the way up to the present day, where Imagine Dragons is taking over the charts. All right. I'm Daniel Ehrenberg, and you're jacked into the franchise. And let me introduce you to my co-host, one of the top co-hosts I've ever had. Let me bring him in. His name, Logan B. Adair. What's up, Logan?
Well, I'm very sad, Daniel, to this morning because I don't get to talk about my main man, Samuel Witwicky. Only in photobomb form.
Only in photobomb form, but we do get to talk about the legacy of his great family, the Witwickens.
You'll have to really go into tell me about that because I didn't understand that.
Logan, do you think I understood any of it?
I was hoping.
This franchise is incomprehensible.
Yeah.
Okay.
On so many levels. I don't know when the hell Megatron is alive and when he's dead. I don't know. What is Galvatron Megatron?
Yes.
I thought he was, but then
yes.
but then Galvatron dies and Megatron is still alive, so I'm confused by that. I don't know.
I think he sheds his Galvatron persona and re-becomes Megatron. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, we're 5 movies in. I still only really know 2 of the Transformers.
Yeah.
Who are these motherfuckers? I remember when I was a kid, there was one that was a cassette tape, and they all different color coding. Everything's so chrome in the series. You know,
I couldn't tell you what High Rod looks like, but if they all started talking, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's High Rod.
Like, remember how enamored I was when we watched the animated movie with Grimlock, the T-Rex? I mean, yeah. Grimlock showed up in Age of Extinction, and I didn't even realize until the closing credits.
Oh, I realized at one point because Mark Wahlberg says, "Hey, Grimlock, do something," and I was like, "What? Why isn't he saying me, Grimlock?"
I think maybe that happened to me too. All right, let's talk about it. So, no Shia, which you said, okay? The idea was that Shia was done after 3. Michael Bay was going to be done after 3. All right? But they didn't know a way forward with the franchise. So they said, Michael, if you come back for a 4th Transformer, we'll give you a big paycheck. Don't even worry about that. You'll get a paycheck up the wazoo. All right. And then we're also going to help finance any movie you want to make. All right. Like we've been doing this on a 2-year schedule. No, we'll give you 3 years for this one. And you could go ahead and make another movie, whatever you want.
Yeah. Pain and gain, right?
It was pain and gain. Yeah. And so Bay says, all right, I'll come back. You know, they did have feelers out to other directors. Do you want to hear the list of the possible rebasements?
Oh, I did until you just did that. Let me guess. Neil Blomkamp, was he one of the guys?
He wasn't. But shout out to Blomkamp. Looking forward to Gran Turismo.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I hope it's better than Need for Speed.
No way.
I know it's true.
It had poops in it.
But you know what? You know what the real winner is going to be? Somebody eventually is going to do Midnight City? Is that the name of that game?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, God damn it. What's that game where you're driving around real fast at night?
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, sometimes you are in that game. All right. Anyway, here's the list. Roland Emmerich. And I'm like, oh, my God, they missed out.
Yeah,
right
but
away.
what did we miss out? What would we have missed out on instead? What was he doing around then?
2014.
That's right after White House Down. That's 2013, right?
Yeah, you're right. That's probably what he was working on.
Well,
All
that's
right.
one of his best
Anyway,
movies.
you got Joe Johnston. He was involved. He had just done Captain America. They were like, let's get that guy. John Turtle.
And
The
he's worked with
Turtle.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Jurassic Park 3. John the Turtle,
The
Turtle
best Jurassic
Tom.
Park. Just kidding.
Easy. He the National Treasure guy. He was in the mix, which makes sense because these last two Transformers movies are very National Treasure.
Okay.
I think they should have done it as a crossover. They could have like brought in the character Nicolas Cage plays the National Treasure, maybe even Robert Langdon from the Da Vinci Code series, and they could. You didn't even need Wahlberg. Have those guys
They don't
solving
have
mysteries.
muscles.
Is that something you need at this point in time? I mean, Shia didn't have muscles.
Yeah, but he had. I guess not. He like Mark Wahlberg doesn't have any girlfriend in this movie.
No,
He
he's
has a
got
daughter.
He just has a daughter who he's terrified of her sexuality.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's all these shots in the fourth Transformers movie of just like his daughter's ass. And like the audience, we're invited by Michael Bay, like, check out this fucking ass. And then Mark Wahlberg's got to come in and be like, hey, don't look at my girl's ass.
Your shorts, they keep getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah, that's literally a line in the movie. All right, other names on the list: Stephen Sommers of the Mummy fame, and of course Van Helsing fame. Your favorite movie,
Right?
Louis Leterrier, who had just done The Incredible Hulk, and David Yates of the Harry Potter franchise. That was the list of possible replacements. All right, and they were thinking of who could possibly star in the franchise after Shia left, and they looked at two names pre-Wahlberg. You want to know what those names are?
Yes.
Jason Statham. He could have been in a Transformers movie. Then you got The Rock, which is very funny to me because that was like his thing at this time. Was like they kept adding him to franchises.
Right. Was this Michael Bay's choices?
No,
Before
this
Mark
this is when they were. No, I think.
Oh, when they didn't
Bay liked The Rock. Statham was a non-Bay choice.
Statham would have been fun.
Yeah, you could put him in anything. The Meg, it's fine. All right. And they were looking at Margaret Qualley to be the daughter. How about that? Thought that
Okay.
was fun.
Was she on The Leftovers at that time? Or was that later?
It was probably around that time, yeah.
Okay.
But she didn't get the role. They gave it to that Nicola Peltz. And then she was like, I don't need this goddamn acting. I'll just marry David Beckham's son.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that's like 20 years old?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's set for life, baby. Because that's royalty. I'm like, the Spice Girls are pretty much royalty at this point, right?
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, Dame Mel B is what they call her.
I like that. It should be. Dame Posh.
Is one of them dead? Or am I thinking of TLC?
Oh my god. I hope you're thinking of TLC because there's definitely a dead TLC. It's the L.
Right. Lisa?
Yes, Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
Right. Sorry for thinking one of the Spice Girls is dead.
Jesus, you had to get everybody thinking about the death of Left Eye halfway through the
I'm
show
sorry.
just for no reason.
I'll take it out.
No, you don't take anything out, my friend. This show is leeching.
You don't know.
All right. This Bay ultimately directs. It's written by Aaron Kruger, who's back from the last one. of course, the originator of one of the great movie lines of all time, Logan. I'll set it up. You finish it. Slam dunk this baby in, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Logan. What's your favorite scary movie?
My life.
Oh my God.
How
There
was
was a
that dunk?
coldness. There was a coldness to that delivery that really made me believe that your life has been horrific.
Well, it has.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. All right. So June 27th, 2014, this comes out. Budget at $210 million. And it's huge. It's huge, Logan. $1.04 billion gross.
Wow.
It's the number 7 movie of 2014. So it does fall out of the top 5. We're starting to see it slipping a little bit, but
Made $1 billion though.
but it
Movies
made
are
$1
just
billion.
making more money.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? So it's number 7 between Hobbit 3, the Battle of All Them Armies, and
How many were there? Do you know?
5.
Yep.
Thank
Could you
you.
name them?
No, I couldn't name one.
No, me either. I don't think they had names.
And Maleficent, that was on the other side.
Yeah.
So made more money than that, I guess. Anyway, uh it was nominated in 2 awards shows, the Razzies and the Teen Choice Awards. Which one would you like to hear first?
Let's ask Henry.
It's the raspberries, no razzmatazz. Well, all we're lacking is a little pizzazz, 'cause it's the golden raspberries. It's the worst of the worst, not the best of the best. It's pizzazz gone raz.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, Henry wants the Razzies. Good to hear from you, buddy, by the way. All right. Anyway. Michael Bay wins worst director for this movie. All right. Which I understand. 2 hours and 45 minutes, Logan. That's
Yeah.
how long this movie is.
What's the
You
daughter's name? Do you know?
Are you fucking crazy?
I don't know Mark Wahlberg's name.
I do. I because it's such a crazy name.
Anytime I had a note, I was like Mark Wahlberg.
Dude, Mark Wahlberg is Cade Yeager.
Cade Yeager.
Yeah. That's an insane name for a character.
Holy cow. Sounds like a Gerard Butler name.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Captain Cade Yeager.
Captain Cade Yeager. What is his name in
Brody
play? Remind me.
Torrance.
Thank you, Brody Torrance. And of course, what's his name from Olympus Has Fallen?
Mike Banning.
Thank you. Oh my God. Pulling off the top of your head. I just worked an overnight
His dad was
shift,
Clay
gang.
Banning.
Well, yeah, of course. The great Clay Banning and his underground tunnel of explosives. All right. It was nominated for Worst Picture, but it lost that to a Kirk Cameron production called Saving Christmas. That's all about how, Christmas isn't about Jesus anymore. So Kirk Cameron's got to save it.
Okay.
All right. Worst sequel or remake. It was nominated for that, but it lost to Annie. That remember with
Black Annie.
Yeah, Black Annie. What was the girl? Wasn't it like the girl from Beasts of the Southern Wild or something?
I have no idea. Has she done anything since then?
I have no idea. I remember
I feel like no.
her name was Covenjane Wallace. I remember she was like everywhere for a second. It's like that dog. She was sort of like that dog from The Artist.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let me look it up. I'm having trouble spelling Covenjane, gang.
K-A-V.
No, I believe it starts with a Q, first of all.
N-I-A.
Here she is, Covenjane Wallace. Man, she's old now. I mean, not old, but she's like
Too
20.
old for you.
Stop it. She's still working. She's on an Apple Plus show called Swagger, which is of course about my favorite WWE champion of all time.
Really? They have a show about him?
Jack Swagger.
What's it
No,
about? Why is he so interesting?
I'm joking. I don't.
Oh, Daniel, I fucking believe
You really believe that?
I'm not kidding. I thought they would show much. I thought maybe he had lived a great life. Thought I needed to watch it.
No, this show is actually about Kevin Durant.
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious. It's about Kevin Durant growing up and shit.
Swagger? Okay.
Swagger. It's
Starring
on
who?
Apple Plus.
Somebody playing Kevin Durant?
Yeah, I think that kid's like an unknown, but you got O'Shea Jackson Jr. in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is he Kyrie Irving?
no, it's like him as a kid. It's like
Yeah, I
Hoop
was kidding.
Dreams, but Kevin Durant.
That's really cool.
All right, maybe you should watch that. Swagger,
Yeah, maybe.
starring Kavenzhane Wallace. But yeah, I mean, it's been a while since she's been in anything real big.
Yeah.
Poor girl. I hope she gets it back together. She was
Yeah, she's
the
in a
next
show.
hot thing for a second.
She's in an Apple show.
All right. Anyway.
The older I get, the more I like when people are like, this actor's not doing anything. It's like those people are like acting and stuff. Like that's their job. That's cool as hell.
No, it is true. And it's just there's so much content out there, gang. So much sweet tent that like there could be a show and it's like a third season. You've never even fucking heard of it. But like somebody's watching that fucking thing.
Yeah, they have to.
So, somebody out there is very aware of Kavenzhane Wallace's current work.
Yeah, they think she's really good, probably.
Yeah. Or she's like the worst. She's the LVP flagger. Who
Yeah,
knows?
maybe.
Yeah. All right. Nominated for worst screenplay, they lost that to I don't know, I think Annie. And then Kelsey Grammer won worst supporting actor of the year. Yeah. For combined this, Expendables 3, and Think Like a Man 2. What a franchise all-star he was.
Yeah,
that year.
seriously, but that's crazy. Possible MVP of this movie, I thought.
Wow, Fraser
You
Crane.
didn't think so?
What
What else is there to hang on? Tucci?
I did kind of like Tucci in this.
Me too.
I will
Tucci
say
and
that.
Kelsey Grammer, I thought were the standouts.
I thought Tucci was an improvement on Turturro, and I never thought I'd say that because in general I prefer Turturro, but
they just made his character so stupid.
Yeah, he's a little much in these fucking movies.
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci reined it in a little bit. Anyway, and Nicola Peltz, she was nominated for worst supporting actress in a movie, but she lost, Logan, to Megan Fox in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that must hurt Megan Fox so bad.
I know. I wonder if Michael Bay was annoyed by that or delighted by it.
I'm sure he liked it.
Yeah, maybe. All right. That's all I got in terms of. Oh wait, no, the Teen Choice Awards. I forgot about that.
It's the Teen Choice Award.
Nicola Peltz nominated for Best Breakout Star, Logan.
So they completely different views of her.
Yeah.
Wow.
The teens liked it. Although she did not win that award. The breakout star of the year was the great Ansel Elgort.
We nailed it.
Yeah.
Was that Fault in Our Stars?
Fault in Our Stars and Divergent, same year.
Mm.
Wow.
Wait.
Wow, Ansel.
He's in both.
I hope you don't, do anything weird so that.
Wait, isn't she in both of those?
I don't know.
Wait, are you
Shailene
wrong
is.
right now?
No, I'm not wrong.
He won because of Fault in Our Stars and Divergent.
That's what he was credited for on the little sheet that I read.
Oh, I'm looking at it. He's in Divergent too. Why didn't she win? She's the star of both of those movies. He's like 12th build in this Divergent.
He'd already fucking. Come on, she broke out in Descendants a couple years earlier.
Oh wait, isn't she in that show too about when she's a teenager?
Yes, The Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And God damn it, Logan, if you ever watch that show, you keep your mouth shut about it, all right?
Yeah, I won't tell anybody her secret.
Thank you.
You think I would? I'm not that kind of guy.
I think you would air that dirty laundry.
Why would you think that? What about me makes you believe that?
You can't keep a secret.
Come on.
I don't believe it.
I never told you that Tim.
That's funny.
I
All
never
right.
told you that.
Audience, I'm shocked, and it is true. I didn't know that. So
Let's move on.
we can move. Okay, let's start. I mean, I'm into the movie right away. Well, first of all, we start the movie. I see the runtime's 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm so angry at myself at this point. All right, like I chose this franchise. I was like, these movies are gonna be fun. There's going to be a lot going on, lots to talk about. You know, I'm going to get into. I felt like we were going to finish Transformers. I was going to be like a Transformer head. I was going to start like reading the modern comic books. Big fan of the character. I thought it was going to be like when I finished Fast and Furious or Resident Evil or
You were a fan of Resident Evil before that, though.
yeah. What are some of the podcasts I latched? Oh, Mission Impossible. I hadn't seen many of those, and I got into it after covering it for the pod.
But I think Lord of the Rings is the one you'd compare it to, because you actually came away liking those, and you really didn't beforehand. And that was the goal here. You wanted to understand it, and you wanted to hopefully like these.
Yeah, and the problem I'm running into is I neither understand them nor like them.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but I'm still trying. You know, I'm trying this week. It's like
you never saw Bumblebee?
No.
Okay, that'll be fun next week.
Oh yeah, it's got that.
And the new one neither of us saw.
All right, yeah.
I'm
looking forward to that sexy Jew in Bumblebee. What's the runtime? You checking that out?
Yeah, 2:07 for the new one.
2:07.
2 hours 7 minutes.
That's not that bad.
No, that's fucking great. And then Bumblebee, an hour 54.
That's what I want to hear, baby.
Oh my god.
All right, but this movie, they made an effort to get me into it. What are two things that I love, Logan?
You love the Romeo and Juliet law, and you love Jack Rayner. And they got both of those things.
I really don't love either of those things, to be honest. But two things that I do love are aliens and dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
I actually do like T.J. Miller. T.J. Miller is a bright spot in this movie for me.
Franchise crossover from Cloverfield, and probably from other stuff.
Good point. What was his name?
Deadpool. We never did those. Was he Rob or is that somebody else?
No, that's somebody else. You just remember that because of the party mix.
That's all I know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. He's in those Deadpools too.
Mm-hmm.
I read a Deadpool comic recently. I was like, man, he really does talk kind of like Ryan Reynolds. All right. I mean, what? So it's dinosaurs and aliens. I'm loving life. Because I actually loved like the opening shot of this movie because it's like dinosaurs hanging out, and then it's like a bunch of UFOs show up. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
this is some wild shit. But then it kind of goes nowhere, and then we're in the Arctic, and they find a dinosaur. And it has like metal all over it. And they're like, whoa, what's that about?
Yeah, all that happened. I have a question about the Dinobots, though. Are they good or bad?
I don't know. Here's what I think they are. I think they're like separate. They're like neutral from the Autobots and Decepticons. But with the power of his amazing speeches, Optimus Prime was able to bring them to the side of the Autobots eventually.
Okay, because I think like Decepticons and Autobots, I think they all ride the Dinobots at a certain point, and I was just so confused by whose side everybody was on. They do a good job of making like the bad guy's eyes red, the good guy's eyes blue. That's good at least. But Dinobots, I couldn't tell.
But because you know why? Because the Dinobots had green eyes.
Yeah, I don't know there.
They were like, which way? I don't know what to think about that.
But green lightsabers are good. The only bad lightsabers are the red ones.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Even yellow, and I think is orange a lightsaber in like the
They
comics?
should have made those black Transformers with the gold teeth from the last movie have purple eyes.
Oh, Daniel, that's so good.
Yeah,
Oh, why didn't they do that?
they should have, man. Um, all right, where are we at here?
Um, I don't know. But so basically, Mark Wahlberg, he's an inventor, but he is bad at it, or he's not very successful with it. And he's got a daughter, and basically he has Optimus Prime in his garage, but he doesn't know it, and then he transforms, and then people are like, "We got to get Optimus Prime," and then that's
Yeah,
the
well,
next 2 hours and 40 minutes.
he finds Optimus Prime, right? Like
Yeah, he didn't know.
he's at like a rummage sale or something. He's like, "How much for this truck?"
You're right.
And it turns out to be Optimus Prime. In fact, they're like, what are they even doing in that sequence? It's him and T.J. Miller. They're in their hometown because they're supposed to be the same age. They grew up together, Mark Wahlberg and T.J. Miller, and they're like in an old movie house, right? Looks like something out of Cinema Paradiso or Last Action Hero,
Yeah.
and that's where they find the truck. That's odd. But he's
Yeah.
like, I could do anything. By the way, when we cut to Mark Wahlberg, first off, we see him. It's a beautiful American landscape. There are American flags all over this fucking movie. It's one of
Really?
the most patriotic movies I've ever seen.
I don't know if I really noticed that.
Yeah, and we cut to, it says Texas, comma USA.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, yeah, baby, I know where we are. And Mark Wahlberg, he is an inventor in this movie, and that's a problem for me right away because you cannot give Mark Wahlberg parts where you have to believe he knows anything or knows how to do anything.
I agree, but I think he's had so many parts like that I think I just kind of whatever it at this point.
I can't whatever it.
The Happening, he's a science teacher.
That's the most egregious example of it. Okay. And
remember, he's telling that kid in class, he's like, "You may have a perfect face now, but your nose is going to get bigger, and your ears are going to get bigger through your whole life. So what's perfect now is not going to be perfect 20 years from now." It's a great little speech he gives that kid. You don't remember that?
Yeah, but it's just not believable that he can have thoughts.
Yeah, he's a horrible actor. I think that nobody delivers lines worse than Mark Wahlberg. He is so bad.
Yeah, he's hysterically bad.
He really is.
Like
and I think this might be his worst role.
He's not able to convince me of anything. It's like I watch him. I'm like, you don't have a daughter.
No,
you don't know how to drive.
How do your
You've
arms
never
look
been
like
to
that?
a store before. Like, what? I don't believe anything he ever does in a movie.
Yeah, he's like Tom Cruise light a little bit, but Tom Cruise makes you believe it. But they're
Tom
both.
Cruise can act, man. Mark Wahlberg, he's talentless. He was a bad rapper, and he was good looking enough that he got an acting career out of it. He's a bad actor. He found his way into a fucking iconic movie like Boogie Nights, which cast him correctly as airheaded moron, who looks good on screen. Yeah. And then he just got a fucking acting career out of it to the point where he has like producer credits on like Martin Scorsese projects and shit. It is wild, this guy's career. And I mean, he's still, to me, I look at him, all I can see is a fucking dumbass Boston youth who's like blinding Korean grandfathers.
Wait, what?
Well, you don't know about that?
No, tell me that.
When Mark Wahlberg was young,
he blinded people.
This is a true story, Logan. Before he was famous, he saw an old Korean man on the street in Boston and kicked the shit out of him in a hate crime. Yeah. It was purely out of racism. and left the old man blinded.
Wow,
Yeah, and he still gets to be famous, guy.
that's terrible. I feel like I have heard that somebody did that, but I don't think that I knew that that was him. One of
That's our
them,
good friend Mark.
one of the amusing parts about this movie was I don't think that they did it on purpose, but one of my favorite movies is, or one of my favorite roles of his is when he in Fear, where he plays like the crazy boyfriend. And I liked in this movie how he's like doesn't want the boyfriend getting close to the girl. It just made me think about how far he's come as an actor. Now he can play these dad roles.
Wow, it's true. You know, he like he's looking at them like canoodling on a couch at one point in this movie. He's like, "Get off her!" They're literally just like looking at a magazine or something. If it was Mark Wahlberg in Fear, he'd already have his third digit up there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. By the way, I think we already talked about it. The part at the beginning when he's like going through like the rummage stuff and he's trying to like buy some stuff off people. One of the guys there, I'm so sorry to bring up I'm Zach and Cody, but I'm gonna do it. And by the way, be grateful I did not do it during the Transformers, the first one, because somebody in Transformers is in Zach and Cody. Arwen, if you guys know Zach and Cody, the guy Arwen. He's like the maintenance guy at the hotel. He is in Transformers 1. He's like John Turturro's buddy, but he's not in the other ones. But in this one, there's a guy who works at the restaurant of the hotel. The actor's name is Patrick Bristow. I'm sure you've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
Wow, like Sidney Bristow from Alias.
Or Caitlin Bristow from the
Oh, very good. Oh, by the way, so sad to hear about Caitlin and Jason.
Who the fuck is Jason?
The Great Bachelor contestant that Caitlyn was engaged to until
he didn't win her
recently.
season though.
No. They met afterwards.
Who's
Paradise.
That guy? Caitlyn and
Jason Tardy.
No, who won her season?
Oh, Sean Booth.
Nick.
Sean Booth. And here's the even worse part of it. Sean just got married like the same week that Caitlyn ended her engagement. Poor Caitlyn.
By the way, we talked recently about the Sandra Bullock thing. Have you seen that people want, like, she's had the worst week ever. She lost her husband, right? And then people want her to not have an Oscar anymore because of the whole Blindside stuff with that family.
Oh, that's stupid. That's not on her.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
I mean, she shouldn't have an Oscar because it's a really bad performance.
Fine.
Not for any other reason.
That's fine, but people are so annoying. Anyway, I had seen that part of like that still of the card, the Romeo and Juliet card.
Oh, yeah.
In this movie, what do you want me to explain about it?
Just like how this scene comes about, because I didn't know about this, and it was insane.
Basically, so Mark Wahlberg has a daughter who's, I think, 17 years old.
Yeah, she's 17, and her boyfriend, played by Jack Rayner, aka Richard of What Richard Did, he is 20.
Right. And so Mark Wahlberg is like, hey, you're 20 and she's 17. I'm going to tell the authorities on you. And Jack Rayner's like, wait a second. You don't know about the Romeo and Juliet law, do you? And he explains the whole thing. He says basically that because we dated, it doesn't matter that I'm an adult and she's not, because we dated when I was still 17. I think is what he says. So he was 17.
Yeah, she says
14.
like we dated briefly in high school when like he was a senior and she was a freshman.
Right. And he has this card in his wallet that he keeps with him, I guess, at all times in case he ever gets questioned by anybody. That is the Romeo and Juliet law. And I tried reading it, but the words they use confused me because I'm a big dum-dum. So I didn't quite understand it, but he explained the whole thing. But yeah, he keeps the little card certificate so he can always show the cops, hey, this is legal.
And it's laminated just in case anything happens to it.
It's one of the crazier scenes I've ever seen in a movie, honestly. Like they stop down and explain why this relationship is legal when you could just simply not have her be 17 years old. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's it literally, like, the movie stops dead in its tracks for like 2 minutes and just explains to perverts how statutory rape is frowned upon, but not impossible.
Not impossible. There's a loophole, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was this? I was watching this like Michael
And I'm
Bay.
not talking about the poop hole loophole. That's different.
Oh, come on, come on. But was this a Kruger doing, or was this a Michael Bay thing? Somebody on this production has too much experience with the Romeo and Juliet law.
I would argue that Kruger put it in the script and Michael Bay was like, let's get a laminated card and let's show a fucking close up of it.
Kruger was like, isn't there like some rule where you can do it? And Bay was like,
And
oh
Michael
yeah, the
Bay
Romeo
was,
and Juliet law.
the Romeo and Juliet law. Is that what
No,
you're
you talking about the Romeo and Juliet law? Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. I got a card right here, laminated. It's his card.
That is it. Yeah, he supplied that to props.
The way that they show it in the movie is half the card is still in the wallet. I think so. I think it's like his signature is at the bottom of the card because it's assigned to him, but he didn't want that to be in the movie, so it's still in the wallet.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
It was crazy, that whole part of the movie. It really rubbed me the wrong way, to be honest. I hated it.
Of course it did. It's insane.
I hated every bit of it. Yeah, but I did like Jack Rayner in the movie. To be honest, I thought he was good. I like him. I think
isn't his accent kind of all over the place?
They address it. They're like, "Hey, why are you from Ireland?" They just let him use his accent, and they're like, "Hey, why are you Irish?" They talk about it.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, so can we talk about the status quo? This movie does do some interesting things.
Yeah.
With the Transformers
Whoa. Stick to the status quo.
Is that from High School Musical?
It is. Great job.
Thank you.
It's the cafeteria part.
Yeah, good stuff. Oh yeah, that's good.
And the black guy's like, I like to bake, and they're like, no, play basketball.
Yeah, you better stick to what you know.
Yeah, the black girl's like, I like to dance, and they're like, no, you're fat. Eat food.
Oh yeah. Eat food. All right. So it's like 5 years later, right? And they talk about the battle from the last movie, the Battle of Chicago, like it was like a 9/11 or something.
Right.
And
well,
so
it would be. That would be. Are you crazy? We never had anything
so.
like that. If that happened, that would be that would be way worse than 9/11.
But I mean, it happened in the first movie, and people even remember
That's
it by
fair.
the second movie.
That's fair. But why is this one so big compared to the other?
Yeah.
That's fair. But if this happened in real life, it would 100% be bigger than 9/11. I mean, that's like
I don't. You know what? I don't know what's big anymore because aliens. There's all this alien shit happening right now, and nobody cares, and it's all I want to talk about.
Like, what do you mean? What's happening? Has there been proof of aliens?
Yes,
I saw actually in Vegas, like many months ago, like cops. There was like a cop on like his what do they call it? His like body cam. He saw an alien and was like questioning people in Las Vegas about like, hey, what was that alien? So I think Vegas is just ultra aware.
And that is the least of it, man. There was a whistleblower. They're talking about it in government meetings openly. All right. It's basically accepted by the American government now that there are aliens. They've been coming to visit us for a long time.
What do they do? They like get stuff? Like do trades?
No, they like come in with their UFOs and shit. Like supposedly the American government has a secret program where they've collected UFOs and may even have bodies of aliens.
Give them back. Why are we taking the aliens' UFOs from them?
We're taking the ones just the ones that crash land. All right.
Okay.
But they've
Where
got
do they crash land? People would know about that
know.
if they're crash landing.
No, they don't know.
You said hundreds.
There are aliens flitting around all the time. Nobody gives a shit.
If hundreds of aliens crash land, how is nobody getting hurt or any damage being done?
Maybe they crash landing in the water or something.
Okay.
I don't know,
Alright.
man.
Yeah, but why do you hate ET?
It's just not that interesting to me.
What are you talking? I really don't understand this. I think we need to do a commentary track of ET,
Fine.
or we need to do something about ET because I really don't understand any of your
I like
opinions.
the first half of it.
You don't like when he gets sick.
Yeah, it's all stupid.
All right.
Anyway,
I mean, that's kind of fair, but just I feel like I've heard you be like, it's like you hate like that he does it from like the little kid's perspective, and like you think it's corny or whatever.
no, that's more Henry's thing.
Okay, I hate that. Come on, Henry, watch ET
Uh,
again.
All right. Listen, it's like 5 years later, Transformers are now illegal. You know, any alien you see, they're gonna like hunt them down. Oh wait, no, isn't that the next movie?
No, I think in this one they're doing that too. In the next one, it's like
It's
kind
more
of the same
official
thing.
the next movie. They have like a government program called like the TRF. But
Yeah.
in this one, you've got alien hunters still, led by Titus Welliver,
Okay.
aka the Black Smoke Monster from Lost.
Wait, was he like the cool looking guy with short hair?
Yes.
Did he have blue eyes? Maybe.
He's Bosch.
Did he get like thrown out of a window or off a building
I don't
toward the end of
remember.
the movie? I think I liked him. I think I liked him.
He's great. Love Titus Welliver. Logan, he's the Black Smoke Monster, one of the most iconic
Don't
characters
tell me that.
in entertainment history. All right. And he is working for Dr. Fraser Crane, Kelsey Grammer, you know,
Yeah.
and he's great to see. Fraser's left the building, but we still got this guy. We first meet him talking to the president of the United States, chief of staff, Tom Lennon from the state.
Wow. Great to see him.
Great to see him as always. You know, everyone remembers him from his classic scene where he kissed Paul Rudd and I Love You Man.
Oh, I don't think I remember that.
What? No?
I don't think so.
Yeah, man. Um all right, so tell me what else happens this movie.
Um, well, basically, they're just like on the run with Optimus Prime while the authorities try to kill him. I did like the how TJ. I was like, is TJ Miller going to be in this a lot? But thankfully, he's not. And I do like the way he dies. I think it's pretty fun how he dies. How he like because it turns into a skeleton and gets like frozen on the. I don't even know what
Yeah.
they did, but like you just see his skeleton just standing there for a while. Pretty weird.
Apparently, Michael Bay and TJ Miller did not get along on the set. Bay hated TJ. And so a lot of people think he dies so suddenly because of that. Like that might not have been in the original script.
I like it.
Yeah.
Great choice.
I don't think it is a great choice because like his character, like say what you will about TJ Miller, he's a fucking moron in real life, but like he's funny. He could do it. He could do the job. This was around Silicon Valley era. And you know, I was enjoying watching him. And then when he's gone for the movie, it's just this handsome Irish guy and Mark
like him.
Wahlberg.
And I liked Kelsey Grammer and Stanley Tucci. I liked when we would see those guys. I didn't really need to. I thought we got enough TJ Miller.
I thought it was wild how much Kelsey Grammer there was in this movie.
Yeah, he's like the second lead, kind of.
Yeah, he's billed so high in this gigantic multi, $200 million production. I couldn't like what Kelsey Grammer doesn't ever get put in anything.
He's the
like
beast.
This. Yeah, I know in that fucking Brett Ratner movie, but like
Only one of them.
he might be in no, because like right after the Ratner ones, they started making the first class ones. They replaced him with
Nicholas Holt.
Nicholas Holt.
So he's only in what, the third one?
Yeah, he might be in like Days of Future Past because everyone's in that one. But
Oh, he is 100% in that at the end of that movie. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
Yep.
But I mean,
I didn't know he was only in one of them.
He's just Frasier. It's just weird to see him like he's like the main villain in this Transformers movie.
I thought it was good.
He's fine, but like I cannot look at him without seeing Frasier.
Well, I don't have that, so I didn't care.
Oh shit, I've been doing it wrong.
What?
I vowed because I called Brendan Fraser for so many years. I vowed to only refer to Frasier for a few years as Fraser.
Yeah. Should we start over?
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the franchise. We're talking about what are we talking
So I'm
about?
sorry, I just can't help but seeing Fraser Crane. All right.
Yeah. Well, I thought I enjoyed Fraser in this movie. I thought it was very good.
All right.
You know what it could have used though? Brendan Fraser.
Fraser. Oh, Brendan Fraser.
Can we talk about the product placement?
Yeah. The Tooch at one point, he's like demonstrating this thing where it's like we can turn this matter into anything I think of. All right. It's programmable matter. And so the first thing he decides to turn into is some Beats stereo.
Yeah, he's like the brand new pill. You can buy this at your local Best Buy. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah. What were some of your other favorite?
Well, a
placements?
Bud Light truck crashes and spills a whole bunch of Bud Light, and then Mark Wahlberg has a big freak out in the middle of the street and grabs a Bud Light and breaks it and drinks the whole thing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm crazy," or something like that. That was awesome.
That's good stuff. Oh, yeah. I
Those are the
also
two instances I had.
I like that Jack Rayner's character. He was like, "Listen, I'm like legit a race car driver, Cade Yeager. I'm even sponsored by Red Bull."
Oh, wow. I don't think I remember that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
official. So you got to give him that.
That's very official. All right, what else? There's something in this movie called Transformium. Every time they mentioned that, I laughed.
Yeah, Transformium. What did that do?
I guess it transforms. I don't know. I was trying to learn about. I'm still trying to figure out this whole AllSpark situation. In this one, there's also like those aliens that come at the beginning of the movie with the dinos. They're referring to those as like the creators. So I'm like, that's interesting. Are they really like the gods of the Transformers? Like, and then at the end of one of these movies, I don't remember which one, probably the next one, like Optimus Prime is like, "I'm coming after you, creators." It's almost like they're setting it up for like Optimus Prime to turn against his own god.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the end. I thought he was. I mean, I thought he was going back to Cybertron.
Yeah, but I think to find God, but not to find God in like the normal sense, to find God to kill him.
Yeah, like their god. I don't really understand, but yeah, there's just so much. Like, why did this movie have to be 2 hours and 45 minutes long? I still don't understand.
It is infuriating how long this fucking movie is.
I feel like it could have been an hour and a half.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But all right, are we done?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, I give it a 1. I thought this movie sucked.
Me too.
Probably my least favorite one so far.
I hated it. I didn't hate it at first. I was like a little bit invested for a while. And then I don't know. Maybe when TJ Miller died, I lost interest.
I thought it was such a cool way to do it. I was really into that.
Yeah, I didn't hate it on principle, but I don't know. I'm just sitting there. I start checking my phone more. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's so much of it. I feel like the last hour of all these movies are just identical. It's just Transformers fucking battling in a cityscape. That's all we ever do in these fucking movies. And this one, it's Hong Kong. Because this was during the craze where Hollywood was like really trying to kowtow to China, you know? Right. And that's why you got like Li Bingbing in this movie.
Right, they did that with Resident Evil. She's in Resident Evil 5.
That might be a different Bing Bing.
Oh, no, it's her, right?
Are you sure?
I saw her, and I was like, oh, I just saw her.
Oh, maybe. Anyway.
Bing Bing Lee, yeah, Resident Evil Retribution.
Yeah, and she gets She even gets to be Tucci's love interest in this.
I like her. I think I enjoy her.
All right, great.
She's in the Meg. That's cool.
Who's your? Well, the Meg is so Chinese. Everything's Chinese in that movie.
Right. She doesn't act that much.
I think she's more of like a celeb than an actual actor.
Okay, actress and singer. It says so.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I'd love to hear it. She should have done a collabo with Marky Mark for the closing creds.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to find one of her songs and make that the outro.
What, you're not gonna make it that Imagine Dragons song?
No, I like to pick good songs. That's why I've been doing Linkin Park the last.
Are
few
you
weeks.
kidding me? Linkin. Can I say something that might be controversial?
No, you always make fun of Linkin Park.
Linkin Park is as bad as Imagine Dragons.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! I'm waking up. I feel that's so stupid.
Believer.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Stop it! Stop
Right?
it!
That's a song.
Oh, that's so bad. Are you kidding me?
And there's a dragon in this movie too. A robot dragon with 3 heads.
Yeah. Jesus.
That was exciting. Oh, that's in the next one. I think everything I remember is from the next movie. Yes. Yeah, I think they're equally terrible.
No, I don't think that. I think that.
And
Linkin Park's way less terrible.
I think that if the guy from Imagine Dragons killed himself today, we'd all be talking about him like he was some kind of lost genius.
That's bullshit. No, nobody would do that. Are you kidding me? You're so out of touch with what's going on.
I'm not, man.
You don't have no idea. That's crazy. Everybody email Daniel, tell him he's wrong. Tell him how stupid that is. All right, my MVP. I'll go Kelsey Grammer, I guess.
Wow, Kelsey Grammer. You know, someone agrees with you. I saw on my own review of this movie on Letterboxd, I got a response by Movie Mike, one of our top 5 listeners, and he says, clear MVP, Kelsey Grammer.
Wow.
How about that?
I thought it was him or Tucci, but I'll go with him since you're probably going to go Tucci.
And there's another great comment on that review by Magnum MH, another top 5 listener, by the way. And he says, now, hey, baby, I hear the cubes are calling. That's good, right? It's the Fraser theme song, but with the what do you call it? The Allspark.
The Allspark.
Anyway, my MVP, I'll go with
I like John Goodman's in this one.
Yeah, he's fun. I'll go with Bosch.
Chris Bosch?
No, Bosch. Titus
Bosch?
Welliver.
Oh,
he's the star of Bosch.
Oh, okay, whatever.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
I don't know what Bosch is.
There's too much content out there. Bosch was on Amazon Prime, Logan. It ran for 6 seasons. They already rebooted it.
I'm on IMDb, looked up Bosch, nothing comes up. Chris Bosch comes up before Bosch.
No, that's bullshit. Then you're spelling Bosch wrong.
BOSH?
BOSCH, my friend.
Oh, I'm spelling it like Chris Bosch. All right. Oh yeah, I've seen this before.
Look at how there's been so many seasons.
I'm sorry. All right, so Bosch is your MVP. LVP, I'm gonna go with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
I
agree.
He's terrible. I like the daughter more. Thought she was better.
They're all terrible, but like Mark Wahlberg is now in charge of the franchise. He's the guy, and like the whole performance is just like, hey, a Transformer, Optimus Prime, nice to meet you.
Say hi to your mother for me. I think he's better in Planet of the Apes. What do you think? Probably not better, but I think that I like that movie more.
He's so bad.
All right, let's stop. Sorry, Mark. Right. So there we go.
I'm not saying sorry to you, Mark. You know, at one point in the movie, he goes, the stakes are so high. And I turned to my girlfriend. I was like, and you could get the steak burger at Wahlburgers tonight.
Yeah. For just $8.99.
Yeah.
Does he ever go there? Is he ever on that show?
Yeah. Yeah, he shows up on it.
Okay. Does Donnie work there?
No.
No, wait. I feel like every time I've ever seen that show, Donnie Wahlberg's there.
Well, what else is he doing? Fucking Blue Bloods?
I think yes. I think
Yeah.
that's the answer.
He's just sitting around at the dinner table with Tom Selleck passing them potatoes.
Are they father and son?
On that show? Yeah. Well, they're at least blue blood.
So they eat dinner with everybody at the station?
No, it's about a whole family. They're all cops.
Oh, the cop. Oh, I thought it was like just like we're family, like Fast and Furious type, but they're legit a
No,
family.
they are legitimately a family. Tom Selleck is the patriarch of the family.
Well, that'd be crazy if he was the matriarch. That'd be quite the show. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know all that. So good casting, Donnie as his son there.
What would you rather be? Indiana Jones in that new Indiana Jones movie, or the patriarch of the family in season 14 of Blue Bloods?
Dude, does Harrison Ford have to wear dots on his face when they de-age him, or
He
is
probably,
he just act
probably
normally?
does, dude.
I think I'd rather do Blue Bloods.
Yeah, probably easier to make. Anyway, let's talk about the last night.
No, I'd obviously rather do Indiana Jones.
All right, so something that happens between Age of Extinction and the last night is Marvel is getting even bigger. All right, they're huge. All right, they're working on these Infinity Wars. It's big business. So cinematic universes start becoming a huge thing. So Paramount, they're like, we got our own cinematic universe, obviously, the Transformers. Let's build that out. So they put together a whole writer's room of people that are going to come up with concepts for Transformers movies that all can interact in the same universe. And that's why this movie has all this stuff like this complicated stuff about like the origins of the Wiccans and Merlin and all this shit. Yeah, this is all from and Tyrese was supposed to come back, but he was busy with Fate of the Furious.
Turturro also back.
Yeah, he's back. So they're like building out this franchise, but unfortunately, this was like the first Transformers movie that failed. So all the shit that they set up in this movie never gets paid off.
Yeah, ever. We're done. We reset it. We did Bumblebee, and now we're doing a new thing.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know. I really don't know what the new thing is.
I read that Rise of the Beast is a sequel to Bumblebee.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So what is Haley Steinfeld dead? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
So this movie has like a shit ton of writers because they're all working off of this writer's room. The head of the writer's room, they got, who do we get to head up the Transformers writer's room?
Kruger.
What you mean? Because he's written them and like kind of understands their voices, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he really understands anything, but
All right.
sure.
Well, no, not him.
Sorkin.
What? Because he's like a Pulitzer Prize winning writer. Like
he loves the Transformers. Also,
yeah.
What if he decided that was what he wanted to do? I love the Transformers. I want to write Transformers.
It would automatically become my favorite franchise. You can have a lot of walk and talks. Just like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee walking around chatting.
Talks.
Yeah. Akiva Goldsman. He's going to be the head of the writer's room. All right. The writer of Batman and Robin.
Okay. Great pick.
Yeah. Now, he, of course, redeemed himself by winning an Oscar for A Beautiful Mind.
He won what? For writing? He won Best Writer?
Yeah.
Wow. That won a lot of stuff.
That's one of my favorite facts is that the guy that wrote Batman and Robin won the Oscar for Best Writer only 4 years later.
Wait, so how many did that win? Did that win Best Picture? Did he
Yeah.
win and did she win?
Yeah, I think all that.
Whoa, so that's at least 4 Oscars for A Beautiful Mind.
I'm telling you, it was a big movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he's involved. Then you've got this writer team of Art Markham and Matt Holloway, who we recently talked about because they wrote a draft of one of the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movies, but like they didn't use it. But they worked on Iron Man and Men in Black, Tessa Thompson edition, and also Uncharted. And then they got this guy Ken Nolan, and I guess he was in charge of the military shit because he wrote Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, well, the military stuff in this movie is the worst stuff. I don't know why Josh Duhamel's in this movie, and I
don't know why Josh Duhamel's in any of these movies.
I know, but he came back, and I was like, okay, now something's gonna make sense. Josh Duhamel's gonna click. He's gonna do something important, and no, he fucking sucks, and he's the possible LVP. I think just because he's so useless. He's literally the least valuable player.
Wow. Yeah, you might be right about it. I mean, he's third build. He gets like
serious?
nothing. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, so this movie came out June 21st, 2017. The budget was $260 million.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They were down to 195 on the third Transformers. Then the fourth one, they went back up to 210, presumably because they got to pay Michael Bay to come back, and they've got to pay Mark Wahlberg. And now all of a sudden we're up to 260. Where's this money going?
Yeah, it's shorter. I don't know. Oh, can I tell you what it is?
What?
I don't know this for a fact that the other ones are not in IMAX, but this movie is definitely shot in IMAX, and I know that because throughout the entire movie, it's switching the aspect ratios, and it's done with zero tact at all. Like they don't know, like, all right, so then like there's no planning, like now that after this scene we're gonna have this scene all in IMAX. It's not like, it felt like Tenet, how Tenet goes, like it's so jarring how it goes back and forth between all the like this is IMAX, this is not, this is IMAX, this is not. And some movies are really good the way they use IMAX, like Mission Impossible Fallout, but this movie was horrible. So maybe that's some of the budget, IMAX cameras.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
All right. Nominated for some Razzies. The teens didn't even give a shit about this one, just the Razzies.
They're like, Anthony Hopkins is in this. Why do I care about him?
I know. Anthony Hopkins, who was nominated, by the way, for Worst Supporting Actor for this movie.
Fine.
As was Josh Duhamel.
Did you say Duhamel?
Yeah, they were competing for Worst Supporting Actor.
No, you say Josh Duhamel rather than Duhamel? Because I did for a long time, and then I switched at some point to
fucking
Duhamel.
know.
What do you mean you don't know? Say it how you normally say it.
Josh Duhamel.
Okay. See, I used to say that, and then somebody I think was like, "It's Josh Duhamel," and I was like, "Oh,
maybe it is." I gotta be honest. I used to listen to this Aziz Ansari stand-up record, and he references Josh Duhamel on that, and that's how he says it, and so that's how I say it.
Well, he probably knows him, so Josh Duhamel. Let's go with that.
Maybe. Anyway, they were both nominated for Worst Supporting Actor, but they lost to Mel Gibson for Daddy's Home 2.
Good.
Shout out to the Razzies. Wahlberg nominated for Worst Actor, but he lost to a man you referenced earlier, Tom Cruise, who won that award for The Mummy, which was, of course, supposed to start off another cinematic universe, the Dark Universe.
R.I.P. The Dark Universe.
Yeah.
One of the great tragedies of my life, I would say.
I agree. I was looking forward to, Russell Crowe as the Invisible Man or whatever it was supposed to be.
I think it was Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man.
So who is Russell Crowe?
I think Russell. No. I think he might have been Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, that's very possible.
Maybe.
All right. Michael Bay nominated for Worst Director, but he lost to Tony Leondis of the Emoji Movie.
Wait, what category is this?
That's Worst Director.
Okay.
And the Emoji Movie also beat Transformers for Worst Picture. Transformer and screenplay, by the way. And they lost worst remake or sequel to 50 Shades Darker.
Is that the second or third one?
That's the second one.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
And they nominated Laura Haddock for worst supporting actress.
Who is she?
And, you know, she's like that British girl in this movie.
The main girl, the one that
Yeah.
like was teacher.
Yeah,
I kind of liked her.
she was okay.
Maybe I'm just
And-
blinded.
And she lost to Kim Basinger for 50 Shades Darker. The movie ended up coming. It made $605.4 million from that 260 budget, and it came in at number 25 at the box office between Wonder and Girls Trip.
Wonder made more than this movie?
Yeah, Wonder made more than this Transformers movie.
You know what that is?
It's the one about a kid with a face.
Yeah, Jacob Tremblay is the little kid. I think his parents are. I know Owen Wilson. I want to say Julia Roberts, but I could have made that Julia Roberts part.
We'll cover it on the pod, Logan.
What?
They're making this new movie that's a prequel to Wonder.
Right. Why?
I don't know.
They
Don't
should make
ask
one
me.
called Oneater.
That's good. All right.
Wait, was that a joke? They're making a prequel to Wonder?
Yeah, I'm not joking. That's a real movie that's coming out. I saw a trailer for it.
I think they just like pick things out of a hat. They're just like, Wonder? They never did anything with Wonder?
Yeah, it's called like White Bird or something. And then the subtitle of the movie is A Wonder Story.
No way.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
It's not a joke.
Okay, based on the book by the best-selling author of Wonder, this uplifting movie shows how one act of kindness can live on forever. So it might just be another thing based on that author. I don't think it's anything.
Yeah,
about
but
Wonder.
why did they call it A Wonder Story?
IMDb just says Whitebird. Not even.
All
There's not even an alternate title.
Are you crazy?
I'm looking at it right now. You know how sometimes it'll say like alternate titles.
Yeah,
like for
yeah.
The Emancipation of Harley.
It
Quinn?
doesn't say that.
It doesn't. Not on IMDb. Maybe on Wikipedia.
White.
But I'm not
Bird.
Henry. I don't check Wikipedia.
Yeah, I appreciate that about you.
Should we look it up? Whitebird. Why would Whitebird have anything to do with?
You're
Wonder?
right. I mean, it doesn't say it on here, but
This is made by Mark Forster, by the way.
You mean Of a Man Called Otto?
Right. Well, you liked that other one that he did, didn't he? Do the Christopher Robin movie? Yeah. He made World War
What?
Z. Remember they were going to make World War Z 2 and they never did? Wasn't David Fincher going to
Yeah, David fucking Fincher was attached to it.
But even aside from that, nobody else decided to make World War Z 2?
I guess not.
That was so big for a second.
I guess they wanted Pitt.
He's too old now.
And he lost interest. He's not too old. He could do anything. He's probably fucking a 20-year-old.
Right this second.
Yeah.
Two of them. All right, so did we even talk about this movie? Let's get into this movie.
It starts in England in the Dark Ages. I don't really know what
I
that
like the
means,
opening,
but-
the Paramount logo. You see like they shoot cannons from behind the Paramount logo that comes in. That was pretty cool.
I love that in all these movies, when the little stars of the Paramount logo hit like the water, it goes like vroom.
Yeah, that's good. I like that too.
Yeah. That's fun. So Stanley Tucci's Merlin, that confused me. I'm like, I remember he was in the last movie. I
didn't even notice that. This whole time I did not notice that until you just said that. I didn't know he was Merlin. No, I didn't.
He is fucking Merlin. All right. And then we get a great title card, 1600 years later. And Transformers are now illegal, except in Cuba. Transformers are just roaming the streets of Cuba, having a great old time. But they're being hunted by the TRF. All right.
Yeah.
And basically, this whole movie is about like the secret history of the Transformers being on Earth. Like, Transformers have been it's ancient aliens, but Transformers. They've been here fucking forever. Optimus Prime knows about it, even though like he hasn't talked about it ever in the movie, in the franchise.
Was he supposed to stop down and tell us the origins of everything?
But it's like all these Transformers I don't understand why they haven't been like telling Sam Witwicky, like, yeah, you're a descendant of people we knew hundreds of years ago on this planet.
Yeah, I feel like Sam never understood what was going on, even still.
Yeah, like I never got the sense that like Bumblebee attached himself to Sam Witwicky because he was like a Wiccan. I think it was just because his father randomly bought him at a used car lot.
Right, but then his grandfather had those glasses, remember? So he was also it is coincidental that he just randomly got him
point.
at the car store while also his grandfather had the set doll had the glasses. So.
Right, that was like imprinted with the location of the Allspark.
Yeah, they didn't break. They left a little tattoo on the glass.
That's right. These movies have never been good. They're all terrible.
Yeah, I think you like the animated one most.
Yeah, I think I might. Yeah, I think I'd rank them like that one.
Should we do this now?
Maybe.
Let's wait one week.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Okay. Yeah, so you get a Shia photo bomb, you get a daughter, Mark Wahlberg daughter photo bomb. I don't know why she wasn't in the movie.
Maybe they thought she was bad. I didn't even notice the photo bomb. But I did. They call her at one point. And he also texts her at one point.
Yeah, it's sort of like how they treat Kim Cattrall and just like that.
I'll take your word for it.
What, you watched the pilot?
They text her? Oh, she
Yeah.
did. She did it at one point.
Yeah. So what else happens in this movie? Can you walk me through some of it? Because I don't care.
Well, there are some little kids, right? One girl has a transformer named Canopy.
Dora the Explorer.
Dora the Explorer, right? And Canopy dies. It's very sad. Very early on. Remember that Canopy?
I was sad.
I was sad about that too. I sort of liked the beginning. I mean, the dialogue was stupid with the kids, where the kid likes her, and he's like, "What? You got like a good heart," but she's like, honestly, I don't understand that. Like, he says she has a good heart, but she seemed to take it weird. Like, that's on you, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because then he like has to backtrack, and he's like, "Well, I meant like this," and it's like, "What? All you said was she had a good heart."
That's just bad writing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not blaming that little girl or anything. It's so stupid, the writing. But yeah, that didn't make any sense to me. But anyway, so basically, Mark Wahlberg saves Transformers. He like hunts them down and saves them, and I don't know how he saves them, or where
he's their ally.
Does he keep them at that like junkyard? I don't know. But
oh yeah, I think he is sort of like hiding them out.
Do they all that's just where they live? I don't know. But anyway, so there are two. That's sort of a problem because they bring up this thing called the talisman, which gets which Mark Wahlberg takes.
I never for one moment of this movie understood what the talisman was.
Me either, because the talisman is supposed to be important, but nobody's after the talisman, or maybe they are, but that just turns into like a sword at the end. But people are really after the staff from the beginning, so there are two different things that people are after, which is really stupid.
Yeah, you can't have multiple MacGuffins. It's confusing.
Yeah, what is this? More like The Last Jedi, am I right? I think that happens in that movie. But yeah, so I didn't understand the talisman at all. There is one point where he's like, "This talisman's really bothering me," and he like takes his shirt off, and she's like, "Ooh, yeah, I like that." Right?
Oh, Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
I didn't know this inventor was such a hard body.
Yeah, like he's wearing the tightest shirt ever the whole movie. Now he just has it lifted up a little bit. What are you doing? Yeah. I did like this one character.
This little shrimp is turning me on. I like it.
Come on.
What character did you like?
Quintessa. I wish we saw her earlier in the franchise rather than just
agree.
like 4 scenes and then she dies.
I enjoyed her.
Yeah, I don't know who played Quintessa. Didn't look it up or anything. Who did the voice? But I thought she was cool design. I thought she.
Well, no, it was Gemma Chan. Cool. It was Gemma Chan because then she showed up at the end of the movie in a human form, and it was Gemma Chan.
I don't remember that happening at all. I'm sorry. So she didn't die, Quintessa? Maybe she'll be back in the new movies.
No, she survived the battle.
How is she a human? I don't understand.
She became like a
Like
sexy
her
Asian lady at the
consciousness
end.
was put into a robot.
Wait, don't ask me to
this
explain this shit.
so she's like so she is a human transformer, kind of like that girl at college?
Yeah.
Okay. So that girl at college probably got freed and now she's like a regular person like Gemma Chan is?
Yes.
I can understand what I said.
No.
I don't really understand what I said. Anyway, but can I tell you a part that I liked about this movie? One little scene.
Yeah.
When Megatron, they like go to Mega. Okay, I actually don't understand. Is the military bad or good? And are there two militaries?
I think the military means well, but it's like at this point in time, the Transformers are illegal, so they're against the Transformers, and as viewers, we're supposed to be pro Transformer.
Right, but we're not. They don't understand that. They don't understand we hate the Transformers. No, we don't hate the Transformers. But because they go to Megatron at one point and they're like, "Hey, Megatron, can you help us?" And Megatron's like, yeah, but only if you give me my crew. And there's like this whole scene where Megatron's like, I want this guy and this guy and this guy. And they have like little title cards of all the people. And it's like Mohawk.
And they never use any of those characters. And they die like really early.
Yeah, but I did like that one little moment where he does that little drafting process or whatever. But that was my question, was like, who took Megatron out of that prison? And why? Like, are they good? Like, it was some military, but the military with Josh Duhamel, they're good guys. Why would they want Megatron? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm exhausting everybody.
Can I talk to you about some of my favorite characters?
Yeah, please.
And least favorite characters. On the plus side, you've got Ken Watanabe as a samurai Autobot. All right. And what I liked about him was his name was Drift.
What's Drift?
No. Who's Drift?
Who's Drift?
Who's Drift? And then you also have Steve Buscemi, whatever, in this movie as a Transformer.
Your number one favorite actor ever.
My number one favorite actor. He was apparently who the John Turturro part was written for, and they couldn't get him.
Wait, John Turturro was gonna be a Transformer?
No. I'm saying the reverse. In the original Transformers Michael Bay movie, they wrote the John Turturro part for Steve Buscemi, and they couldn't get him, so John Turturro was their second choice.
Okay. I feel like they've probably worked together a lot.
You're probably right. I'm sure
they're
they
both
go
Coen
for the
guys,
same
right?
movies.
They're in the Big Lebowski for sure together, right? But they have so many more people in this movie, right? Can we just go through some of the cast?
Can I talk about Jim Carter from Downton Abbey?
Yeah, I knew that you would. I knew you would, Mr. Carson, right?
Yeah. First of all, I hated this character. He's my LVP in the movie.
What?
I'm
sorry, my possible MVP. Why'd you hate him so much?
I thought he was really annoying. But I love Jim Carter, and he, of course, played in Downton Abbey. What's his character? Mr. Carson. Okay.
Mr. Carson.
And I read that in the screenplay, whichever writer like included this character described him as sort of like Mr. Carson from Downton Abbey. And Michael Bay was just like, well, let's just get the dude who played Mr. Carson on Downton Abbey.
Love it. Great job. And they did it. For a second, I thought he was John Rhys Davies, but no, Mr. Carson.
The great Mr. Carson. I thought he should have had a nice love story with a female Transformer played by Miss Hughes.
That would have been a really good one.
Yeah.
Who's Mr. Bates? Isn't that a character?
Mr. Bates! Yeah, he was, of course, married to Anna and may or may not have been a murderer. And he was Lord Grantham's footman.
Holy shit. Tony Hale?
Yeah, Buster Bluth!
Yeah, well, that's what you think of. I think of Forky. By the way, Buscemi joined John Goodman in this movie for Monsters, Inc. So you got both those guys in the movie. Buscemi plays Randall.
I wish Billy Crystal was in a Transformers movie.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. But then Tony Hale got another Pixar, so that made me excited. The guy from Twilight, the guy who played Jacob's dad in Twilight, who's in Hell or High Water. The
Oh.
partner from Hell or High Water, who Jeff Bridges is like racist toward the whole movie, but
All
then
right.
he dies. Spoiler alert.
I guess
I
he's
should
in
not have
this.
said that. That's a great movie. You didn't notice that he's in it for a little while.
I didn't notice.
I always like that guy. That guy's cool. Anyway, so what else happened? What else happened? Oh, we meet her. So there's that girl. She's like a professor, right? And they go recruit her because she's the ancestor of Merlin.
Yeah. She's a Witwican.
Right. Yeah, I didn't. But I thought Wiccan was like for the Witwikis, but she's not a Witwiki.
I don't know.
So I was confused by the whole thing. But we meet her family, right? Like a bunch of women.
Oh yeah. I found those scenes sort of amusing. I like the part where they're like looking for something upstairs and her like aunts or whatever think that she's fucking Mark Wahlberg. That was a good bit.
I didn't really like any of that stuff. I thought it was all very stupid. They're like talking about something and they're like, what's a BBW? What is that?
Oh my god, you're right. That was wild. I never expected to hear BBW in a major movie like this.
And when I'm like, it's big, beautiful woman. she knows what it is. But she leaves that party or whatever, and she meets Hot Rod. And I was excited to see Hot Rod. Did you like Hot Rod? He's French in this movie. Was he French in the other one? I didn't think so.
Dude, I didn't even recognize him.
He's like, oui, oui, I'm Hot Rod.
Yeah, but like, I still just I can't latch on to any of these Transformers in these. They're all just dirty cars. They've got like a million gears.
But he was French. He said, I'm Hot Rod.
All right.
No, I liked Hot Rod in the movie. Possible MVP. Well, you don't like him. You don't like Cogman, my two MVP contenders.
I hated this. This is the worst one.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. I'm gonna give it a 1. I don't know if it's the worst one. There's some really
It's
bad
the worst
here.
one. Listen, the Age of Extinction is terrible, but like
it's 20 minutes
like,
longer.
It's trying to be a real movie. I hate that it's so apparent that this movie is like caught up in the cinematic universe craze and is like trying to set up for like 100 different other movies, and none of them came to fruition. When all is said and done in the movie history books, like the late 2010s and the early 2020s are just going to be littered with fucking movies that are setting up movies that don't exist.
Yeah, this isn't the worst example, though.
You used to be able to like count on one hand how many times that happened. Like where, at the end of I don't know, whatever it was, like Adventures of Ford Fairlane, they say there's going to be a sequel, and then, it never got made.
But like, my favorite example?
Yeah, tell me.
At the end of The Post, when they set up Watergate, I don't know if they planned for an actual sequel, but that's very funny to me.
Yeah. No, it's true. One of my favorites is in theaters right now, of course. Oppenheimer.
Well, I mean, they're not setting up. It's just like a little.
They're setting up Kennedy.
What? They're setting up Jackie, the movie?
No, Kennedy. It's going to be about Jack.
Okay. All right. Come on, there's like you love The Dark Knight Rises, and there's a line that's probably worse in that movie.
Yeah, I agree. It's a terrible line.
But that's one of your favorite Nolan movies.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever made a 5.
Okay, I mean, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying you make fun of this line so much, but then you love his other movie that has a worse.
Yeah, because you can get away with it in a fucking Batman movie.
That's a fair response. That's pretty good. Fine.
All right. Do you have anything else?
But the Bumblebee, they give him a voice at one point, but it's a girl voice, and they're like, you're a girl. But then later on, he's the guy voice, and he says he kills somebody, and he's like, sting like a bee.
That was terrible. They discover that like Earth is Unicron, the planet-shaped transformer. Like that's how crazy they go with the mythology in this movie. Is like, not only have the Transformers been to Earth for years, but Earth itself is a Transformer.
But Earth starts getting destroyed later in the movie, and I thought Earth was being destroyed by what's it called? Unicron? I thought it was being
Yeah.
destroyed by Unicron, but they're the same thing.
I don't.
Something was
I don't-
attacking Earth toward the end of the movie, and I was like,
Yeah.
because they go down in submarines at one point, and then they're magically out of submarines, and then the world is ending, and I felt so lost. I didn't
Yeah.
understand anything that was going on.
I
Are we dumb?
understand.
Are we dumb? Are there people that
No,
like
these movies are dumb. I guarantee you, if I like sat there focused on these movies, I could tell you what was going on. And
I
like,
did sit there
could-
focused.
No, I kind of did too, and I even like kept looking at the Wikipedia plot summary to like help me along. Like, oh,
Yeah.
all right. I just think like they're complicated and dumb, and all the things you're supposed to pop for, like I'm not popping for, and I don't like any of the characters, and I don't really like any of the actors even. And like they're not well made. Like there's nothing to recommend. I'm a Michael Bay apologist, and I fucking hate these movies.
Yeah. Oh, I don't love him as much as you. I think you're really gonna like Bumblebee.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm still willing to give it a chance. Like the only thing that got me interested in this franchise are these last two. So like we'll see. I'm open to enjoying these. It's clearly a new direction for the franchise, but like whatever this direction is from 1 to 5, like fucking I want to direct it off my TV.
Who do we know who made Bumblebee? Was that anybody?
I have no idea.
Travis Knight. You know who that is?
Is he the last night?
He is the last night. He made Kubo and the Two Strings, then this, then that's it. He does have some upcoming stuff, but that's crazy. That Bumblebee was 5 years ago.
Right. And the new one's directed by that Creed 2 fellow.
Right. Yeah. Whatever his name was. All right. So,
I want to say it's Stephen Capel Jr. That's off the top of my head.
I don't think that's a person.
Look it up. I bet it's Stephen Capel Jr.
I would. I'll quit the podcast if you're right. Oh my God, Stephen Capel Jr. That's not a person.
I'm amazing.
All right, guys. Well, this is the last episode. Stephen Capel Jr. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
L Dog.
He made a Machine Gun Kelly video.
Oh wow. Well, he probably knows Megan Fox through this franchise.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. It's a 1. Who's your MVP?
I wrote Cogman. I'm gonna stick with Cogman.
I'm gonna say it's that one picture of Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, he did look cute.
Yeah. It was his picture from the eBay profile of the first movie.
Really?
Yeah.
He looked much older here. I thought this was like third movie times.
No, I'm telling you.
Wow. Maybe his hair was just like really long and crazy. He looked older.
Maybe.
My LVP. This is what I'm gonna do. Because I don't think Josh Duhamel's coming back in any others, and I'm just gonna give him. I think he's the LVP of this franchise. I think he's literally the least valuable, so I'm gonna go Josh Duhamel. And he had a stupid fucking haircut in this movie.
I will too. And I'll say Anthony Hopkins, who we didn't really talk about, like he's at least given his all. He's Anthony Hopkinsing all over this movie. He even gets a death scene.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. It was like, did they not have him? Because he dies like with like 40 minutes left in the movie, like kind of a long ways. And
maybe Michael Bay got in a fight with him, like T.J. Miller.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. but he clearly is acting like he's dead. T.J. Miller, they just animated over somebody running.
Totally.
But yeah, I liked his death, and he says bye to somebody, probably Cogman, his friend.
All right, so next week on the show, we'll finish out the Transformers. We'll put this thing out of its fucking misery with Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts, and maybe some redemption. I'm open to it.
Yeah. Me too.
All right. In the meantime, patreon.com/thefranchise, please. We've got a lot going on there. The Buffy show is in full swing with the first season of Angel carrying it along. And we've also got Hey, I'm Watching here, which we recorded at 4 a.m. this week, and that was fun. And we're finding ways to record I'm on 90 minutes sleep right now. Maybe I would remember more about the Transformers if I wasn't. But that's just how my life's going right now, gang. So sign up for the Patreon and give me just $5 of your money every month.
Can I say something about iTunes?
Yeah.
We've been stuck for a long time on iTunes at 177 ratings. Okay. 177. I know it. It's been burned into my mind the last few months because it's been the same. Okay. 177. You want to say it with me, Daniel? 177.
177.
177.
And I want to say we want you to review or rate the show on iTunes. And as much as I love you, if it's only Aussie Scott that does it again, it doesn't count.
Hey, I will take it. I will take it. Okay.
He's a top 5 listener, and I thank him very much. But someone else, every time we say this, every time we complain about this on the show, I look at it like 2 days later. It's Aussie Scott going like, the show's still good.
Thanks, Aussie Scott. But I checked this morning, okay, to see if we were still at 177 ratings. And guess what? We're at 176. Can somebody delete a rating? What the hell happened? I'm not kidding.
God.
We lost a rating.
Maybe
So,
Elvis King won.
Did he give us a 1 originally? But then he was like,
Yeah.
no, they don't deserve it. So he can't. Did he delete it? I don't understand what happened. But that was crazy. It made me sad. But hey, bump us back up to 177, somebody, please. If
Yeah,
not,
gang.
we'll see you next week for Bumblebee.